So we're also honoured tonight to have with us the President of Down Syndrome Ireland. Claire has done and continues to do great work during her presidency. Would you please welcome the President of Down Syndrome Ireland, Claire Leonard.
Mayor of County Court, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be back with you all again, and I'm back here in court to launch another Tour de Munster. I do realise it is a great honour for Down Syndrome Ireland to have the support of the Tour for a second year, and I'm very pleased for our Munster branches. Very many thanks to Paul and to all the team for choosing us again. I would like, on behalf of all of us in Down Syndrome Ireland, to add my very sincere thanks to each and every one of you, the riders, the sponsors and the organisers of this great event, who in so many ways are helping to raise the much needed funds that will so immensely benefit our members with Down syndrome. As the Mayor has already mentioned, Down Syndrome Ireland is celebrating its 40th year in existence. Our association was founded in 1971 by parents for parents. It was, and I hope always will be, primarily a support group for parents, a forum where they can exchange views and experiences and help each other. The celebration of this anniversary has been giving us an opportunity to look back and realise just how things have improved over those years, not only for people with Down syndrome, but people with a wide range of intellectual disabilities. 40 years ago, there was not only no services for our children, but no research and no information for their parents. Many children born with any intellectual disability were put into homes, or if kept at home, were certainly not taken out into the community. In fact, were often not let outside the door at all, and their life expectancy was quite small, in the region of 25 to 30 years. Mercifully, things have changed now. A lot of research has been done, and the resulting information and help are widely available to parents and professional people dealing with our children. Thanks to improved medical expertise, many now have a life expectancy nearer to that of the general population. While parents still, unfortunately, have to fight for services, there are many more opportunities open to people with Down syndrome, and more they're learning to take their place in society and become active members of their community. It is a joy to me to listen to some of our young and not so young people expressing their views on their lives, the part they wish to play in society, having the right to vote and the right to a job, and much more. There are a few who have achieved in a newsworthy way, but while it's great that Amy Richardson is the voice of the new cartoon character Punky, in English and soon to be in Irish too, which incidentally is the first cartoon on national television anywhere in the world with a star with Down syndrome. It's also great that Michael Gannon works as a reporter, a roving reporter with RTE, and that a young man in County Clare recently was the first in this part of Ireland to pass his driving test. But to my mind, it is also just as great that many people with Down syndrome are working away all over Ireland, albeit in lower profile jobs. They are the ones who are helping to show their local communities that it can be normal to employ people with disabilities, that they are not so different from anyone else, that they can be just as hard-working and efficient, and probably even more reliable and better timekeepers than some of their mainstream colleagues. So it's clear that over the years things have dramatically improved, and a great part of this is due to the work of parents, not only lobbying government and other state agencies ceaselessly, as we still have to provide services for our children and adults, but also endlessly fundraising to enable them, at branch level, to provide many of the things that they're essential, as Alan has said, to our children, are not provided by government. Most notably, things like early intervention and enough speech and language therapy. The latter, because speech difficulties are one of the biggest obstacles many of our children face. And as we all know, without intelligible communication, it is very hard to be part of the school, the community, or the workplace. Branches also provide a myriad of other activities, ranging from employment opportunities, Saturday clubs, cycling lessons, drama, social activities, and many more. Down Syndrome Ireland has about 3,000 member families all over Ireland and 25 branches, And practically all the work that is done at branch level is done on a voluntary basis. Also, you may not be aware that the national officers, the directors and national council are all volunteer parents. And unlike many of the big charities, Down Syndrome Ireland gets only very minimal funding from government or any other statutory body. I know at national level it's about 5% of the net income we need. Even among the paid staff in the national office, many of them are parent or sibling of someone with Down syndrome and go out of their way to work over and above their 95 hours, whatever their hours are. Aidan here, who stand at the back there, is a particular case in point. I'm sure most of you know he's one of our fundraisers in the head office, but he is also the father of a little girl with Down syndrome. And I know that he works way over the call of duty and very long hours and far too many weekends to help out all around the country where there are funds to be raised and a few more euro earned to help people with Down syndrome. I'm sorry, I've gone on rather long, but I hope I've given you an idea at least of why fundraising is so important for us and why we are so immensely grateful to each and every one of you who are involved in the Tour de Munster. And on behalf of our Munster branches, we do thank you all from the bottom of our hearts, and I do assure you that every euro received will be well and carefully spent for all people of all ages with Down syndrome. Thank you very much.